Oh, how's it going, Nitrocytes? It's your boy, the Nitro General here, and welcome back to another video. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about another new Pokemon and why you should use this competitively. Now, if you can tell by the title, I'm going to be going over Gigantamax Snorlax. Now, I really didn't think I was going to be doing any videos on Gigantamax Pokemon because of just the fact that, in order to make a full video on a Pokemon like this, I have to have like a strategy in mind to talk about, how to use this Pokemon. And a lot of the Gigantamax Pokemon are so new and people haven't used them really that it's kind of hard for me to think of a way to do it, except for Gigantamax Snorlax. So, in this video, I'm going to be going over how to get it and the strategy of why I think this is a fantastic Pokemon to use competitively. Now, it has already been announced that in competitive Pokemon, you will be able to use Gigantamax Pokemon because that was something that was up in the air because people didn't know, because a lot of them are so powerful that they didn't know if it would really be allowed to use them. But I think it's really cool that they did, because you only get to Gigantamax for 3 turns, so you really, not only is there strategizing of what moves and everything you need to use, but you also need to strategize when you Gigantamax or Dynamax, in the battle, when you do it, because there could be other Pokemon that could take you down in that time, and you might waste it, or not waste it, or use it perfectly, stuff like that. So I am super excited about trying all that out. So I guess let's just get right into it. I don't imagine this video being too long, because this one's a little bit, there's a couple things different than the last video I did. So, all right, let's get right into it. So, Gigantamax Snorlax. Now, Gigantamax Snorlax is one of the new Gigantamax forms in the game. Basically, if you guys didn't know, some Pokemon change form when they Dynamax, or Gigantamax, and get a new move when they Gigantamax. To get this new Gigantamax form, a lot of them are going to be released in events. So basically, for a limited amount of time, certain Pokemon are more likely to show up in the wild area in max raid battles to catch. For the first while of the game, I'm not exactly sure which ones were for each game, but I know that Butterfree for the first almost month was more likely to show up. And now, for up until January, I can't remember what. I don't think it's the first. I think it's sometime in early January. From now until then, Gigantamax Snorlax is more likely to spawn in the wild area. Now, I don't know if that means that when this event ends, that you will never be able to get them, or if it just means that they're so much rarer to get. Because I think that you're just not going to be able to get them at all until they rerun the event, if they do, which I'm guessing they will. But right now, you can battle and catch Gigantamax Snorlax in the wild area, and that's really all you have to do to get it. As of right now, I have 2. I am keeping 2 for right now, just because if you aren't able to get them for the while, it's nice to have 2 of them just in case you want to trade or stuff like that with people. So I had the most trouble. I fought like 5 of these before I even caught one, because it kept breaking out of the ball. But but yeah. So basically, all of Snorlax's moves change into G-Max Replenish when you Gigantamax. And a common strategy with Snorlax competitively is Belly Drum. If you guys didn't know, what Belly Drum does is it cuts your HP in half, but in turn maximizes your attack. And Snorlax is a physical attacker. And what a lot of people do is they'll run a berry on Snorlax and Belly Drum. So he Belly Drums, gets down to half health, uses the berry, replenishes up to full health or wherever it is, and then you'll be in full health with the max attack from Belly Drum. With this new Gigantamax form, basically what you can do is, I'm pretty sure it does damage, and it also replenishes the berry. So, if you have a berry and you Gigantamax Snorlax, you can use Belly Drum after you Gigantamax, down your health. You will use your berry, get back up to full health, use G-Max Replenish, and then get the berry over again. So that when they get you back down to half health, you can restore it back up. And Snorlax is a bulky boy. I mean, like, he's a fat guy. He, just like me. We're both chunky. So, Snorlax is able to withstand a lot of attacks. So not only being able to maximize your attack and healing back up, but being able to replenish that berry again is really good. So, your opponent is going to get you all the way back down to the half health, and then you're just going to replenish. And with that max attack from the belly drum, it is going to be doing a crap ton of damage. So, for a good competitive team for Snorlax, if you throw belly drum on him and then maybe heavy slam is a really good move he can learn too. And this generation he can learn hammer arm, which is a super good physical type move too. So you just put a bunch of physical type moves on him because belly drum doesn't do anything with special attack. It's just physical attack. And you run a berry on him, he's going to be so good. And that's why there's a lot of people saying when you use Gigantamax Snorlax, you're going to be doing a lot of damage, especially when you're Gigantamaxed. Because if you use belly drum the first time you're Gigantamaxed, and then you go for another, like a heavy slam or a hammer arm, or maybe even a body slam, I don't know if you run a normal type move for the stab damage, he's going to be doing a lot of damage, especially when he's Dynamaxed or Gigantamaxed. And they're going to be doing less damage to you because you're Gigantamaxed. So in that time frame of there, you can deal a lot of damage and take a lot less damage. And with the addition of replenishing that berry, it's going to be really good. So even if they don't get you back down to that, to where where the berry breaks again, when you're Gigantamax, you're going to have it when you go back down to regular too. So that's just like an amazing, I think that's just a super cool strategy, and I'm definitely looking forward to running a lot of teams with Gigantamax Snorlax because, it's just so good. And so, if you run an Adamant Snorlax that can Gigantamax, it's going to be pretty good. Now, of course, you can't breed for them, so whatever Snorlax you get. So if you don't get a good nature one, you can't really breed it. So you either have to trade with people, or you just have to keep going and hopefully you get the right nature the one time. I don't know if Synchronize works for max raid battles. I am not entirely sure. It might. That might be something worth looking into, because if you guys didn't know, if you have a Pokemon with the ability Synchronize in the back of your party, whatever nature that has, the Pokemon that you find, it'll have that nature. So that's why a lot of people are, when they shiny hunt, they get a Routes, because you can find Routes really easy in the wild area. I don't remember what place it is. You can find a Routes with Synchronize, breed it until you get, a Synchronized Routes with the right nature that you want, and then they put it in the back of the party as they shiny hunt, so when they find the shiny, it's already the nature that they want it to be. Now, I don't really do that too much because of the fact that it just takes too long, and I'll just use a non-shiny competitively if I really want to. Most of the time, you can just change the nature with the nature candies you get from the battle tower. But again, that's a lot of battle candy, or candies to spend on, or a lot of candies you'll need, is what I'm saying, and it's a lot of battle points that you need to spend on them. So it might not be super great in order to do that, but so just hopefully you get the nature you want. Now, I think Adamant is best for Snorlax, unless you're really investing everything in a bulk. Then maybe, I don't even know what nature you would use then. That's the one thing I want to get better with in this generation, is learning more natures better. I know some of them, but so if you don't want to run an Adamant one, which I think I would always run an Adamant one because Snorlax's defenses are already so good, but if you would rather do a more defensive one, I don't think you would ever want to do a speed higher speed one, because I don't think that ever plays out better than, Snorlax is not a fast Pokemon, so that wouldn't be good. And you wouldn't want any investment into a special attack, because I don't even know if Snorlax is capable of learning a special attack move. But I have never seen a person run a Snorlax with a special type move. But yeah. So what I'm saying is that if you run an Adamant Snorlax that can Gigantamax with Gigantamax Replenish and a Berry and Belly Drum, I mean, you're pretty much set. You Gigantamax, use Belly Drum, or you can even use Belly Drum if you want before you Gigantamax. Cut your health back down. The Berry pops, raises you back up to full health, and then you can Gigantamax if you want, and then use Gmax Replenish. That way you get the Berry back. I guess it doesn't matter too much. It all depends on when you prefer to Gigantamax your Snorlax. But yeah, so I probably will Gigantamax him first, then use Belly Drum. But if you would rather not waste one of the turns of Gigantamaxing for Belly Drum, then go for it. But so you Gigantamax, Belly Drum, Berry Pops, use Gmax Replenish, get the Berry again, and then just go ham. I mean, honestly, because whenever I've been watching a lot of competitive recently, and a lot of times when people use Belly Drum sets, people get really afraid of that because of the maxed attack. And when the health gets back up all the way, then again you only really need to be doing so much more damage to them. But when you have another Berry that you can use again, once they whittle the Snorlax back down to a killable level, its Berry's just gonna pop again, and you're gonna have full health, if not almost full health. And that is just so good to have. And you can definitely do a lot of teams around that, is what I'm saying. So, Snorlax would have to be the main Pokemon that you Gigantamax, because I don't think he gets access to the move Refresh. I think Refresh is the one that does. I think there's a move that replenishes the Berry after you've used it, I think, or something like that. But I don't know if Snorlax gets access to it. So it's just really, really cool. So that is really all I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to talk about how amazing Gigantamax Snorlax is going to be competitively, and I am just super glad that I actually got myself one, because once I'm really nervous that I'm not going to be able to get some of the Gigantamax forms, and people are going to be using them competitively really well, and I'm not going to be able to do that because I don't have them. So, but I'd rather just try to get them myself, which I did for Snorlax. So, get out there in the wild area, get that Gigantamax Snorlax. Worst case scenario, it's not the nature you want, but it's a Gigantamax Snorlax nevertheless. I think it's better to have the Pokemon and it not be the right nature you want than to not have it at all. Because either way, you're not going to use it. So, or at least you might not use it if it doesn't have the right nature. But, alright guys, so I really hope you enjoyed this video going over Gigantamax Snorlax and why you should use it in the game. I do have a couple more Pokemon in mind that I kind of want to make videos like this about. Phalanx comes to mind too. I just got to think of some more sets that I can do with that Pokemon. But I really, really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below. I would highly appreciate it. Highly, highly appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new. I try to make videos a lot. I try to do as much as I can. I'm hopefully going to be doing a lot more. Episode 5 of the Pokemon tier list video should be coming out either tonight or tomorrow night. Tuesday at the latest, but it should be up before that. So if you guys don't want to miss that, make sure to hit the bell so when I do post a video, you are notified, as long as YouTube notifies you. But yeah, so I really hope you guys enjoyed. And I guess I'll see you in the next video. Nitro General out. Peace.